When you think of obsessive-compulsive disorder or OCD, what comes to mind? Maybe you picture someone washing their hands over and over, or checking the stove a dozen times before leaving the house. For decades, we've been told that OCD is a problem rooted deep in the brain, a misfiring of neural circuits, a glitch in the system that controls our thoughts and behaviors. But what if I told you that the real story might be far more surprising? Is it possible OCD actually starts in your gut, not your head? That's right. Recent research is turning everything we thought we knew about OCD upside down. Stick around because science is flipping the script. For years, OCD was seen as just a brain thing. Scientists pointed to spots like the basal ganglia and orbitofrontal cortex, basically brain circuits gone wild. These are the regions that help us make decisions, control impulses, and filter out unnecessary thoughts. When these circuits get stuck in a loop, it can feel like your mind is hijacked by unwanted obsessions and compulsions. That's why for so long the focus has been on the brain, on neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, and on the idea that if we could just fix these chemical imbalances, we could fix OCD. That's why therapy and medication focused on rewiring those loops. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is designed to help people break free from obsessive thoughts and compulsive behaviors. Medications like SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, are prescribed to boost serotonin levels and calm those overactive brain circuits. For many people, these treatments can be life-changing. But here's the twist. Tons of people don't get better with brain treatments alone. In fact, up to half of people with OCD don't respond fully to therapy or medication. Some see only minor improvements, while others struggle for years, cycling through different drugs and therapists, searching for relief that never quite comes. Lately, researchers are asking, could OCD start somewhere else? What if the brain isn't the only player in this story? New studies suggest your immune system, or even your gut bacteria, could be the real culprit. That's right. The trillions of microbes living in your digestive tract, collectively known as the gut microbiome, might be influencing your thoughts, your moods, and even your risk for mental health conditions like OCD. It sounds wild, but the evidence is growing. Scientists have discovered that the gut and the brain are in constant communication, sending signals back and forth through what's called the gut-brain axis. This two-way street means that changes in your gut, like inflammation, infection, or an imbalance of bacteria, can actually affect your brain chemistry and behavior. Take pandas, for example. In some kids, a simple strep infection triggers sudden, intense OCD symptoms. It's not just in their mind, there's inflammation at play. PANDAS stands for Pediatric Autoimmune Neuropsychiatric Disorders Associated with Streptococcal Infections. It's a mouthful, but here's what it means. After a strep throat infection, some children develop severe OCD symptoms almost overnight. They might start washing their hands compulsively, develop new fears, or become extremely anxious. Doctors believe this happens because the immune system, in its effort to fight off the strep bacteria, accidentally attacks parts of the brain involved in behavior and emotion. This causes inflammation, which disrupts normal brain function and leads to OCD symptoms. It's a dramatic example of how something happening outside the brain, in this case in the immune system, can have a profound effect on mental health. Scientists have even found special immune signals in the blood of people with OCD. These are called biomarkers, molecules that show up when the immune system is active or inflamed. In some studies, people with OCD have higher levels of certain cytokines, which are proteins that help regulate the immune response. This suggests that, for at least some people, OCD might be linked to chronic inflammation or an overactive immune system. That means treating inflammation or balancing your gut might actually help. Imagine a future where doctors can run a blood test to check for these immune markers and then tailor treatments to target the root cause of OCD, whether it's in the brain, the gut, or the immune system. Imagine tackling OCD with probiotics or anti-inflammatories, not just therapy or pills. Probiotics are supplements that contain beneficial bacteria designed to restore balance to your gut microbiome. Some early studies suggest that taking probiotics can reduce anxiety and improve mood, possibly by lowering inflammation or changing the way the gut communicates with the brain. Anti-inflammatory medications, meanwhile, are being tested as potential treatments for OCD and other mental health conditions. The idea is simple. If inflammation is part of the problem, then reducing it might help relieve symptoms. Of course, these treatments are still experimental, and we need more research to know how well they work. But the possibilities are exciting, and they open up a whole new world of options for people who haven't found relief with traditional therapies. So, what does it all mean? OCD might be a whole-body condition, not just a brain disorder. The science is still new, but it gives hope for better treatments. If we start thinking of OCD as a condition that involves the brain, the immune system, and the gut, we can develop more personalized, effective therapies. It also means that people with OCD don't have to feel like their struggles are all in their head. There are real physical processes at work, processes that we're only just beginning to understand. This new perspective could help reduce stigma, encourage more people to seek help, and inspire researchers to keep searching for answers. Imagine a future where we can prevent OCD by keeping the gut healthy, or where a simple blood test can guide treatment decisions. The possibilities are endless, and the future looks brighter than ever for people living with OCD. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments, is OCD in the brain, the gut, or both? What do you think about this new research? Have you or someone you know struggled with OCD, and did traditional treatments help? Or do you think it's time to look beyond the brain and consider the whole body? Your stories and questions could help others feel less alone and inspire new conversations about mental health. Thanks for watching, and remember, science is always evolving, and together we can keep learning and growing. See you next time.